Hey guys, really nice to be here with you today. On my side, well, I have a background in law, right? I studied law in France and California, and then I built a career in tech. So I was already a lot in software as a service, technology, startups, and I have a really strong passion for just tech and tech for good and everything it can do. So when I left my career and started looking for my next step, I started looking for something that would excite me on a philosophical level, as well as on the financial level and on the tech level. And I stumbled upon crypto. And yeah, I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the technology. I fell in love with the notion of community, with everything that it represents and everything that it can do. I think it's the future. When I arrived in the space, I have my own mental health journey, and I have been building community in Web 2 around 12-step programs on Discord for already years. So when I arrived to Web3, first of all, in Web3, everything happens on Discord, and I already knew Discord. Then the second thing, everything happens around community, and I already knew about community building. So I was like, gee. And then three, everything's crazy, and I'm all about mental health. So I was like, gee, this is perfect. This is the perfect space to build community around mental health in Web3. And so that's kind of how Conspicuous, started at the beginning. The idea was really to create an NFT collection of heart balloons that could be worn in the metaverse, and there would be like a fashion statement that says all shapes, sizes, and colors of bodies are beautiful. So that was kind of the plan, and it's still the plan, but we got delayed by the fact that, I was working as an agency for a while. So we had to sell also services and trying to do it in a mindful way. We've been doing for quite a few months like metaverse parties. So we've sold a couple of metaverse parties, and that was really cool to kind of bring joy and bring happiness and bring music, live music to people on the metaverse, to brands who have a metaverse venue. And that was a lot of fun. And now our offering has also kind of evolved with regards to the things that we sell. But for me, I really see it, in a two-pronged way. We have this Telegram community on where we talk about mental health, and where there's a lot of kind of mental health advocates in there. And on the other side, of course, everything we do, B2B selling as an agency, we want to be doing that in a mindful way and selling things that are actually, bringing some good into the world. So we can do three things, building metaverse venues for brands. We can create employee rewards via NFTs, and we can do some education via workshops, right? So the goal is for everything that we do to be, in the spirit of mental health, of inclusion, of openness, but very much as well in the spirit of business. So we have those two prongs, right? The community prong, the NFT prong, the mindfulness prong, and then the more agency model. So that's kind of how we function. And I really want us to be like a lighthouse for people who are struggling with mental health or interested in mental health, of project leaders that want to come together and do things like those events today, and really kind of this beating heart of mindfulness and wellness in Web3. I like to think of, what is the place of well-being in this Web3. Typically, crypto is very degenerate. It's very ups and downs. It's a lot of work. It's very, very intense. It feels like living on the Las Vegas Strip, right? It never ends. It never stops. It's super crazy. So it's really good to kind of introduce that idea of well-being, of wellness right now. Now it's so early, because if we're building the future of the internet, right, we need to have some people like us who are like, hey, wait a minute. Like, where's mindfulness here? How do we use it for good? How do we use it to help people relax and feel better mentally? And I think naturally, the technology could very well evolve and just keep going crazy if we're not here to kind of take a step back and provide the seeds. But honestly, I've seen a lot of Web3 projects that have to do with mental health, mental well-being, wellness. So, that is something that is very present. And I think that, the goal with Conspicuis as well has been to kind of create that network of mindful projects, mindful communities that are working to raise awareness. But I think at the end of the day, the tech is always going to be going very fast. It's always going to be a little bit crazy. And it's just a matter of, providing safe bubbles for people to come and recharge, just like Jose did here with this beautiful space.